Okay, the first thing I would like to talk about today is the Bitcoin ETF update. I think everybody is waiting for it, especially those who has been trading and as well as investing in cryptocurrency for some time, and Bitcoin being the I call the one to look for, to study at, to or a hoard or whatever you say. These are things that crypto and cryptocurrency enthusiasts will look into. And what happened last week was that the majority of cryptocurrency community was on the edge of their seats, waiting for the news of the first ever Bitcoin ETF approval, which was due by August 13th, right? So the US Securities and Exchange Commission, in short SEC, however, poured cold water. Unfortunately, poured cold water and announced that they would take a longer time to deliberate on the matter. Is this a surprise? I really don't think so. That's why I say majority, not everyone, but majority. Now, so what happened next was that because on the August the 13th, it was Cathie Wood's ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF. That was the SEC was supposed to announce that. And poor Cathie had to wait a bit longer, right? And so, however, I like to let everyone know the mood of crypto enthusiasts, however, is still buoyant, as the next time they hear from the SEC might be just a few weeks away. Okay, they don't need to wait that long. Okay, because by then the SEC needs to conclude on the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF Trust, which is due on September the 1st. So we just need to wait about 2 weeks already. But that's not all. That's not all, because the decisions for application for BlackRock, VanEck, WisdomTree, Invesco are due just a day later after September 1st, with others falling closely behind. So you don't need to wait that long, right? Now, speculations abound that the SEC would finally give the regulatory green light after previous failed attempts. Why do I say that? Because first thing first, you need to understand BlackRock leads the pack, especially in terms of ETF branding, as the asset managing powerhouse has a near pristine record of getting ETF launch, right? And furthermore, speculators are sensing that the SEC is softening its stance towards crypto ETF. Why do I say that? Because the SEC allowed the launch of volatility shares 2x Bitcoin strategy ETF, in short, the ticker symbol BITX. Now, the fund debuted in June and has amassed more than 20 million in assets. Okay. Now, what it does, this fund, this BITX, it tracks the price movement of Bitcoin futures. Futures is already out there already. Now, for a single day, and provides 2x leverage exposure to Bitcoin futures. So they allow this in June. There is this probability they may follow up with the rest. But they know one thing is that the moment we have a spot, then the futures is of less relevance already. So you need to know that too, right? So, but that's not all. I want to let everybody know why everybody is like waiting for this ETF to Bitcoin ETF to really come to fruition, because they are saying that when the Bitcoin ETF comes in, price is going to increase. But how true is it? That's why I'm going to share with you. These are the things why they look into it. Now, if you have a Bitcoin ETF in the US, it's going to bring a new level of mainstream trustworthiness. That is lacking at the moment, because everything is it's here and there, and it's run by private institutions. There's no regulations to actually control it. So when you have this, the mainstream trustworthiness, we're talking about mainstream trustworthiness, that's going to go a new level. And you're going to open this to a broader range of investors to participate in Bitcoin trading, not just this enthusiasts, those people who are curious but not ready to take the kind of risk associated with those that are already in cryptocurrency right now, right? Now, not only that, when you allow an ETF to happen, to come to fruition, institution can join in. And when institutions join, they don't come small. They come in droves, and that's a lot of funds will be pouring into Bitcoin. Now, if you look at Bitcoin right now, for the latest result from coin market cap, right? In the past, for every dollar that comes in, it moved to a point where 70 cents will go to Bitcoin. At the current moment, based on coin market cap, for every dollar that comes into the cryptocurrency world, 49 cents goes to, roughly about 49 cents goes into Bitcoin, right? So that's still a very, very high percentage. So if you allow that, I believe that percentage would rise even further, okay? Now, not only that, the ETF, once you have an ETF, it provides a regulated and transparent investment vehicle, appealing to investors concerned about risks associated with unregulated cryptocurrency exchange. This is another big group right there, because this is not just about institutions. These are those investors that they're on the fence whether or not to plunge in, because they are, they're worried about the thing and this also constitute quite a sizable amount too, yeah. And according to Bloomberg, it once approved, ETF may account for 10% of the market value of Bitcoin within 10 years if the SEC approves them. Hence, ETF would need to purchase Bitcoin, and this process would drive Bitcoin prices up. So these are the things that we looked into it, and that's the reason why people are really hoping that, for this thing to happen. But whenever we discuss, I don't want to like give everybody that kind of feeling that wow, we're gonna start Bitcoin going inside, and those people are trading, they'll just enter it and buy without stop losses, because this is not the way you manage your money. Because you also need to know the other side of the coin, what is really happening, what could possible happen, and it's on the flip side. What about the negative side, right? Now, do take note that one should not be overhyped by a positive outcome. I know there is a lot of positive outcome there. They are hinting to you. You look at YouTube, people are saying they're going to the moon. That is the word that usually people like to use when they talk about cryptocurrencies. Moon here means the prices are going to skyrocket. Now, we cannot disregard a possible no event happening again, okay? We cannot disregard that. Now, no doubt, price action is expecting a positive outcome. We have seen price pushing up. Right now, it's correcting. The way it's correcting, yeah, it's waiting. But as day goes by, that, euphoric feeling can actually change. And the moment there's an announcement, let's just say the SEC do not need to say no, I'm rejecting. We'll be thinking again, and we're going to postpone again. Or they may come in and say, oh, this is not enough, this is not enough, or they can say anything, and everything can change in an instant. Okay, but anyway, when I say change in instant, it can drop price, but I still think overall, due to the halving event that's coming in April next year, the overall sentiment is still an up. Even though if Bitcoin were to come down with the rest of the cryptocurrencies, I still believe that if you are in for the long term, in the next 9 months like that, then the overall sentiment is still bullish, okay? But we're talking about a very, very short term over here when you're trading, right? Now, there are a few things that we need to take note also, because the SEC has lawsuits against major crypto exchange, Binance and Coinbase, and these complicate matters if they were to approve a Bitcoin ETF and everything. So there are complications there, and I believe this guy, Mr. Gensler, which is the head of SEC, as long as their confidence is low for the actual ETF approval happening in the near term. Okay, there have been calls to remove him really, and I think that it can only happen where at the end of his contract right over there. Okay, if not, I think you just have to wait. But I think as long he's there with this lawsuits brought by the SEC, headed by him, things will be a bit complicated. Okay, now the only hope, like I said, the only hope we can cling on is BlackRock's application, as BlackRock has just seen one SEC rejection out of 576 applications so far. Okay, so is there a possibility that if you are a crypto investor, then please cross your fingers? That's because we have to wait for September. For BlackRock, it will be September the 2nd. Okay, so if we get any good news there, I think then you can all pop the champagne. So that's all for today for the fundamentals.